Hello. How are we doing? I hope that you are all well. Um, and that I am live in the right place at the right time. Um, Let me have a little look here. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Happy Friday, my loves. How are you all doing? Today's live is all about kind of habits, creating rituals and routines that are going to support you. So I've got an eyelash. Oh no, it's not. It's a hair. Yeah, how are you? How are you all doing? So as we go through, please do feel free to comment, and hopefully I will see the comments as they come through. And we can have a little bit of interaction about habits, how you get on with habits, and whether you struggle to keep them or create them, because I know sometimes it can feel quite challenging. So, I absolutely love one myself creating rituals, routines, habits that support me, and two, I love supporting my clients with that. So it's something that we do a lot of within my using supporting my coaching clients with, just really creating habits and actions that are going to support you in feeling whatever way you want to feel or creating whatever you want to create. So, I guess the first thing is, why is it important to think about our habits and our, I like to use the word rituals and routines as well. I want to make it a bit more special than just habits. But these are the things that you will do every day, day in, day out, that are going to create the life that you are leading. So say there's something going on in your life right now. So say like weight loss is a kind of a great one to kind of to use. So, you're not feeling your best, your clothes are feeling a bit tight. What is it that you're doing day to day that is causing this to occur? Now, it could be things like you don't have time to get to the gym. Maybe you're not having time to prep food, so you're grabbing stuff on the go. Maybe you've got so much stress going on in your life that you're not sleeping well, and that's causing you to gain weight. Maybe you need to get your bloods checked at the doctor, but you haven't made that appointment yet. So, when we think about habits, it's the daily actions, daily things that we are doing to support us in creating the life we wish to lead. Now, I am all about this. Like, if you've done my Dream Life Vision Board workshop, you will know I love a habit, ritual, and routine. And also, whilst I remember, I can see someone's just joined. Also, whilst I remember, I am going to gift anyone within this space access to my, what was it called? A course I ran before. Did I write the name of it down? Yeah, creating rituals and routines, creating a lifestyle you love masterclass. I'm going to hook you guys up with a link to that for free. This was a course I ran. I think it was about a year and a half ago. It's just like there's some tools, tips, tricks, techniques in there. So if you want access to that, do simply drop me a message and I'll get the free link set up today so you get access to that support as well if this is an area that you really want to focus on. So, yeah, looking at your daily actions, daily rituals, daily routines, how do you support yourself? So if you're watching, let me know, is this something you struggle with, or is this something that you find quite easy? And, we can think of our habits in two ways, the ones that support us and the ones that they don't. You might call them good habits and bad habits, but, they're not really good or bad. Sometimes, it's just getting this balance right of maybe they're not the ones that you need to be focusing on. Kind of reduce the negative ones and build on the good ones. So having awareness of the habits is the first thing. So as I say, is this serving me? So if there's something, generally when we're looking at habits, there's maybe something we want to change or something we want to create or something we want to draw in, something we're not particularly happy about, or something we want more of, then, let's think about that. Let's have the awareness. So I used weight loss as an example earlier. Maybe it is love. Okay? Maybe you want to you want to draw in more love into your life. So, how could you create habits, rituals, routines to support that in happening? So, maybe it's putting yourself out there more. Maybe it is looking after yourself more, prioritizing the self love. There's so many different ways we can look to use our habits to support whatever it is we wish to create. So, good habits, bad habits. First thing I would say is be honest with yourself. And this is where the awareness comes in. And I know this from a weight loss point of view myself, whereby I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like I don't understand why this weight's going on and I'm eating really healthy and I'm doing all the things. But actually, when I log, like what I'm eating, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why that's happening. But without the awareness, you can't do anything about it. So first, have the awareness, get honest with yourself, and think about, okay, what is it I want to achieve? So think about your why, and this is something I'm really passionate about people connecting with. Why do you want to create this habit, or why do you want to stop this habit? We were doing this in our 5 weeks to calm course. So when we started the course, I looked to the course attendees to say, okay, like, why do you want to do this course? What was it attracted you to this course? Why do you want to feel more calm? What will that bring into your life? Is it because you want to stop screaming at your kids? Is it because you're so stressed at work? Is it because you're not sleeping well at night? Connect with the core reason you want to create this habit. So say the habit's meditation. It's not just because, I want to meditate. Why do you want to meditate? Get really, really deep on your why, and that will support you in sticking to whatever ritual or routine it is. There's different ways to add in new habits. So my two favorite ways are replacement or habit stacking. So when I'm working with clients, we'll typically look at ways to how can we add in this habit, but in a really small way. Okay, so you might add it onto something. So for example, one client boiling the kettle when they make their cup of tea, they're doing their breathing exercise before work. Okay, so they're using that time to reset, to breathe. They're boiling the kettle, having a cup of tea. They know every time they boil that kettle, they're going to do that exercise, and it's going to allow them to come back into themselves, connect mind and body, check in, rather than just running off with the day. So that's classed as habit stacking. So you're kind of, boil the kettle, do this. Or maybe it's clean the teeth, say an affirmation. Or, weight loss, maybe it is, let me think of a way you could attach that onto something. Taking the kids to school, you're going to park further away and walk, or something like that. So you're just beginning to attach it to something else. So that's one way to implement habits. Second way is replacement. Okay, so I'll keep going back to weight loss. It's just an easier one to look like, to kind of get this analogy over. But say in the mornings you normally have a latte and a muffin. Okay, so instead of the latte and the muffin, what could you do? Okay, maybe I still just have the latte, but I replace the muffin with taking something from home, or I replace the muffin with a porridge pot, or so we're beginning to replace things. Or instead of the latte, I have a herbal tea, or go for skinny milk, or whatever. So, that is a way of replacement. So people might use that when they're stopping smoking, for example. They'll use nicotine patches or replace it with something else. The same with, I spoke yesterday about alcohol, giving up alcohol. Some people like to use replacements. So they will use alcohol-free wine or beer to replace that habit that isn't serving them. So you can habit stack, you can habit replace, and that will make it easier to implement and stick to as well. The other thing I would say is start really, 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 really small. You want to break it down. So say you're like, okay, I want to lose 2 stone. Break it down. Okay, How could I lose 1 pound this week? What could I do? Say you want more energy, you want to create habits around energy. Okay, what tiny thing could I do? I'm going to go to my bed 5 minutes earlier. Okay, maybe that's all it takes. I'm going to make sure I drink at least one additional bottle of water a day. So you can begin to add these tiny little increments that are going to cause big changes. So find your why. If it's habits that you find that are negative, you also maybe want to have a look at the triggers. What is it that's triggering you to maintain that habit if it's a negative one? Is it stress? Is it friendship groups? Is it, just because that's the way you, I don't know, reward yourself? Is it like, yeah, what is it that causes the trigger of your habits? If anybody's watching live and wants to share any habits they'd like support with, that would be amazing. And then I can kind of relate it to what I'm talking about. Okay. Create some plans and goals. So think about, okay, what is the goal? Again, why do I want to create this? What's the goal around it? That will really, really help you. Tell a friend. Okay. Sometimes it's great to have a friend to support you, somebody to maybe hold you accountable, to work with when it comes to creating habits and rituals and routines. That can be really helpful. And then also thinking about a reward. How are you going to reward yourself for sticking to this habit? What can you do to reward yourself? And check in with the reward. So say it's meditation, for example, you're putting your meditation into practice. What is the reward? I'm going to treat myself to a beautiful crystal for my altar if I stick to my meditation practice for 7 days. Or, how are you going to reward yourself? It's, use that. We thrive off that little dopamine hits. The reward might be, simply creating a checklist, ticking off each day that you do it. That will signal to your brain like, oh yeah, we've done it, we've done it, we've done it, we've done it. You're getting that little dopamine hit. But the more enjoyment you can put into the habit creation, then the more likely you are to keep coming back and sticking to that habit and get the momentum that you desire. So be honest, find your why, create a plan, tell a friend, work out your rewards. That can be really, really helpful. Thinking about, why you want the habit, if you want it to change something or you're wanting something to stay the same. I would suggest that when you are beginning to create habits, thinking about the time of day that this is going to work for you. So often I see people fail with their committing to their habits and managing to stick to them is because, they're leaving it till last minute in the day and you're tired and you forget and other stuff's taken over. So I'm a really big believer in trying to get those positive habits in first thing in the morning before you face energy drops, decision fatigue, all of those things. It might not always work out, if your objective is to go to bed earlier, you're not going to manage to do that in the morning, but set yourself up for your habits to work well. Find the right time of day for you. What is going to be the right time to go for a walk? Is it, okay, well, actually, maybe I could go for a 10-minute walk at lunchtime at work to get away from my desk? Or is it, as soon as I finish work, I'm going to come home and go for that walk? Thinking about what time is going to be right for you so that you have the energy to commit to that habit so that it happens. Okay. Ways to stick to habits. Habit stack, I spoke about. Replacing habits, I spoke about. Setting reminders. So I love a reminder on my phone that goes off at different times of day to remind me to do things, whether that be meditate, have you read today, have you experienced joy today, have you drunk enough water today, whatever it is. Use technology to your advantage so that you can stick to your rituals and routines. That can be really, really helpful. Daily checking in with your why, connecting with it. So often when we're starting new habits, sometimes we can just forget. And then once you forget, it's like, oh, you feel like you've fallen off the wagon, but just get back on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That'll be really, really helpful. yeah, give yourself a headspace. So make sure that you do have the time, space, energy to commit to starting your practice. This is why habit replacement can be quite helpful, because you're not adding so much additional stuff in, you're removing something and adding something. So that can work quite well. I know that COVID has had a huge detrimental effect on my own habits and behaviors. It threw many of us into a state of fight or flight or reactionary zone. So think about that as well. Maybe some of your habits dropped off because you were in this period of stress, of fear, of worry, and all those things. So have a little think about that. I know, for example, our home has been chemical free. Pretty much until COVID hit. And then I had a little bit of health anxiety crept in for me when it first kicked off, and I got like Dettol and like different cleaning stuff instead of all my natural stuff, and so now I'm like, okay, let's get back to what you know serves you, what supports you, what makes you feel good, what makes your home feel good. So that's an example of sometimes old habits creep back in. Visualization, so powerful. Close your eyes. In fact, let's do it just now. If you're watching the replay, you can do this. If you're watching just now, what I want you to do, let's close our eyes together. Take a nice big deep breath in. Slowly exhale. And I want you to think about a habit that you would like to create. Something that you feel is really going to support you, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you think you need. And I want you now just to visualize yourself performing that habit, performing that action. See yourself smiling. See yourself strong, confident. Just enjoying that moment. Okay, see yourself doing it again. And again. Okay, taking a nice big deep breath in. Blinking those eyes open. Okay, so you can visualize yourself, so your brain begins to see, oh, you are that, she is that kind of person. She can do that. Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. We can do that. We can do that. Yeah. So use visualization as a support. See yourself performing that action. That can really help. Just bought this book, haven't started it yet. Apparently it's amazing. Atomic Habits. I'll let you know how I get on in this space. If there's any nuggets, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Let's just flick it open a page. Let's see if James Clear has any words of wisdom for us. Lots of big words. How to use temptation bundling to make your habits more attractive. Ronan Byrne, an electrical engineering student in Dublin, enjoyed watching Netflix, but he also knew he should exercise more. Putting his engineering skills to use, Byrne hacked his stationary bike, connected it to his laptop and TV, and then wrote a computer program that would allow Netflix to run only if he was cycling. Awesome. Love that. Not saying that's the kind of thing we could all do, but I have heard a lot of people doing that for exercise, for example, literally just, okay, when I watch TV or my favorite soap or whatever it is, I'm going to march in the spot for 10 minutes or do some crunches or whatever, whatever supports you. So temptation bundling. So maybe it's, okay, I know I like a cake and a latte I mentioned earlier. Well, I personally don't, but I like cake, but not lattes. But, say it was a cake and a latte. Okay, temptation bundling. I'm going to have the herbal tea and replace it. But, I'll still have the cake. Whatever. So those kind of things. This is a great book as well, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. If you haven't read that, it's a really great way to think about how you create a life that you desire. As I say, I'm going to give you access to my rituals and routines masterclass also on the website. My website, if you go to www.spiritandsoul.me, under resources, you will get access to my daily planner, which looks like this, which I use to map out, all the things that support, well, one, in being anxiety free, but just helping planning, creating the day life that I love. So you will find that there. If food and nutrition is what you're looking to sort out, under the resources section on the website, you will also find access to my food diary and my weekly food planning tool. So you can access those there. But yeah, I'm going to give you all free access to the masterclass I taught previously on this subject. So that'll give you a deeper dive, links to meditations, visualizations, all sorts of incredible things. Yours for free from moi. So yeah, I don't know. Does anybody have any questions? I don't know if I'm not seeing comments or just, I don't think there is any. Let me know if that has supported you today, whether you can give us a thumbs up or something if that has helped. If you have any further questions about habits, rituals, routines, do reach out. When I say ritual, you just want to make it something really special. So make it special for you. So say it's drinking more water. Maybe that's buying a nice water bottle, for example, just treating yourself and having something really, really nice, really, really beautiful so that it feels special. So rather than just like, chugging 8 glasses of water, make it a little bit fancier or something, turn it more into a ritual and you'll be more likely to stick to it as well. The same with like sort of meditation, nourishing your body, any of those things, make it more into a ritual and you're more likely to stick to it. So there you go. Hopefully that will support you, will help you in creating some habits, rituals, routines that you love. Think about what you want to achieve, break it down into smaller parts. How can you do that daily? What do you need to do daily? What do you need to do weekly? What do you need to do monthly? In order for that to occur, there'll be a whole big deeper dive into all of this in that masterclass I'm going to give you free access to. So I'll go and sort that out for you just now and pop the link in the comments. And yeah, wishing you an incredible Friday. I will be back here next week. Haven't decided what day, what time, what topic. I'll take a look at the list and see what came up, what was looking for. I think grief was one of the ones we did speak about looking at. Might do that next week, and anxiety was another one as well. So be ready for those. So sending you guys loads of love. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Hugs from my heart to yours. Bye.